Oh, Chatterito. Chattathy. Chattamaximus. Chatter Kerpatter Kerpo. I don't know. Chat, my buttons aren't working on my little switcher. I gotta do it manually, guys. Manually. I'm about to unplug it and replug it in later. Hi, everybody. We're early. Hello, 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 Mr. Waynes, Nathan, Foxy. I'm thinking. Well, hold on. Let's see. I'm thinking Miku's friend. There you go. I'm gonna call you Miku. Miku's friend. I don't know what I'm gonna call you yet. Hello, hello, everybody, guys. I kind of like really excited about this game. This game actually looks really like kind of dark. Like not like scary dark, but like just kind of like dark and twisted and fun. So I just got this game today. I got an email from the developers pretty much saying, "Hey, we just released this game. We want to give you a key if you want to check it out." And I was like, yeah, let's go. You're finally early? Heck yeah. I'm glad y'all are here. I'm glad. I'm super glad. Anyways, I almost pressed my button again, but it doesn't work. Let me show you this game. This game is called RUNT, okay? And this game is pretty much it's a mystery point and click like psychological horror visual novel. And in it, you are the youngest son of a dead cult leader, and you and your four brothers, like it's like something happens, and it's I don't know, it's a lot of it sounds really crazy and dark, and it looks really cool. And funny enough, one of the brothers' names is actually Tanner, and I'm like, well, how about that? So, hopefully Tanner survives, and we'll see. This game does have multiple endings depending on what you do. It's pretty short visual novel, between 3 to 5 hours, depending on what you do. But it's a point and click. So check this out. Like it's point and clicks. Like I'm curious at what all is going to happen. Good luck, Tanner. I know. I'm pretty sure there's a chance for. I'm pretty sure you can kill. I'm pretty sure you can kill your brothers in it. I'm pretty sure. You want to spam hearts? Go for it. Um, you got a lot. Oh, you have a quiz tomorrow already? Hopefully, it shouldn't be that hard. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Well, good luck, man. Anyways, this game is like I said. This game is dark. This game is going to be dark. So there's going to be a lot of like insanity in it. So prepare yourselves. I've never played it, so I'm excited. Let's just jump into it. Let's just jump into it. Okay, yeah, save. Okay, yeah, here we go, guys. There's a lot of stuff in it. A lot of stuff in it. Feel free to read all of them. Pause it and read if you want. But it's going to be I don't think there's any like jump scares, but it's a dark psychological horror. We can kill the brothers. I think so. I think we can. I don't know if we can for sure. Um but I'm assuming we can, considering the warnings. It's time for you to read it. He left it for you. Oh, that's like literally the spot I thought would be safe is not. We'll figure out where the camera needs to go. He rewrote it a lot. Kept all it in. So even if it seems to stop and start, just keep going. Okay, I'll read it all the way to the end. Oh. Yes, there is supposed to be game sound if I unmuted the game. You can hear it now. You should be able to hear it now. Um, press tab to skip opening. I'm not going to do that. Hold spacebar to fast forward through dialogue. Dialogue choices cannot be skipped while fast forwarding. Okay. Okay. What is this? Settings? Okay. I don't know how many times I've written this. I feel like I'm running out of pages, but each time I think about what happened that week, I remember more and more until it becomes this big puzzle of detail that just don't fit right. I'm going to start over right from the beginning. Oh gosh. My name is Runt. We have Hunter, Tanner, Carver and Fisher, and I'm Runt. That's me, guys. That's Tanner. Man, why don't, man, like, why do I gotta be the smaller, and like, look at that. That's just inaccurate, guys. What is this? My name is Runt. Me and my brothers live out near Skipclaw on the perimeter, right where the land meets the forest. There were 5 of us. Were, keyword were, Hunter, Tanner, Carver, Fisher, and me. I was 9 when it all happened. All I ever heard was that the big power station over in Grinshaw blew up, and when the smoke filled the air, it never left. All connections are wired shit like that and never got up and running again. It's black and gray every day since that power station blew up. It's black and gray everywhere as far as anyone knows. The stars don't even show up at night. We almost starved that first year. Nobody ever came for us out here in Skipclaw. No army, no government, and no food won't grow easy in a world like this. Animals don't like it too much neither. What's this game called again? It's called RUNT. And congrats on the job, man. There's a rift in the world now, a crack in reality. Dad would have known what to do. He always said there was a war out there. That's why he was hard on us. There was going to be a war someday between the righteous and the unrighteous. A war for our souls. Dad was doing his best. This is really interesting. Dad always said he was a righteous man in a world full of sickness and perversion. He preached a while down south until most of his flock turned away from the truth God had given him. It was too hard for him, I guess. God demands a lot. He demands a lot so we can give a lot. W voice acting, thank you. And Dad was the mouth of God. He could whip a crowd into a frenzy like nothing, crying and dropping to the floor and speaking in tongues the way God wanted him, to show him that he was there and that he was real, and Dad was the mouth of God. Dude, this is super culty. That's crazy. It was too much for those of little faith. Dad left, taking a bit of land on the outskirts of Skipclaw, where he was going to prepare us for the war and the end of time. He started saying we didn't need the town. We were better off without the world. George, Nanny. He said evil came in through the radio and the TV stations and the bags of chicken feed and the starter potatoes and seeds and all the friends we'd made. All we really needed was each other and our faith. If things were hard, God had wanted them to be hard. If we were unhappy, it's because we weren't right with God, because we had tainted the earth with our sins. Dad did what he could, but he wasn't trained to run our little outpost at the edge of the wilderness. He had been a juvie warden during seminary. He picked up a few things, knew a few guys who built us a bunker and filled it with enough rations to keep us going for a few years. Everything else we had was books. Copies and copies and copies of Dad's teachings he'd had printed on his own dime. His own fucking dime, he used to say, red in the face because no one wanted them, because no one was ready to open their hearts to God enough to buy one. Those were the first things I ever learned to read. I didn't even know the picture books were a thing till I was too old to read them. We failed, Dad, all of us, and he punished us the way you punish a grown man. I think this is going to be real dark, guys. We starved and froze and dried out in the heat. We slept short hours, up at the crack of dawn, till so late in the night you couldn't stand on your own 2 feet anymore. No matter how tired or thin we got, we did our work. We had to survive. Survive the tests, the never-ending tests. And then Dad got sick. He had a disease whose name I think Hunter knows, but I forgot. He needed shots. When the world went up in a bunch of black smoke, all the medicine went with it. Not that Dad had believed in any of it before. You couldn't really ever trust what the government was doing. But that medicine he needed, somehow he found some. And he took it religiously. And when we ran out, that was it. One day he was alive, and one day he wasn't. He died after years of wasting away, right when he was needed most, when the world, with its apocalypse, proved him right. Of course, we had to go back into the town then. We needed them. They needed us too, it seemed. Hunter fixed it all up. 5 of us strong boys with enough guns and ammo for a small army became the army of Skipclaw. We patrolled, we policed, we hunted, and we maintained the perimeter. That's the radio tower. That's interesting. That's like only color we've seen so far. Nobody comes and goes without Hunter knowing about it. No one goes out at night without Hunter knowing about it. Nobody so much as sneezed without Hunter's permission. Hunter's word was law. The whole town was ours, and it thrived as best as it could under the unbearable weight of an endless blackened sky. Would Dad be proud? I guess it doesn't matter now. Dad was gone. Mom died giving birth to me, and none of us knew what to feel. We were on our own. It was 5 years to the day of his death when everything changed. All because of what we saw in the church. What an intro, guys. What an intro. Runt! Runt, get up! You better be moved by the time I get there. I'm not going to remember these voices, by the way, so don't expect me to. What an interesting design. Get up, quit hiding. Carver stood over me. I couldn't see his face, but I just knew he was sneering at me. I'm up. You scribbling in your little diary again? Kinda girly, ain't it? Is he up? Dang. They look like they're prepared for freaking the apocalypse, that's for sure. He's up, writing in his damn little book again. Ready to go, Runt. No lollygagging now. I said I was up. Bruh, I thought that was game audio for Carver, and I started with the... Really? I'm not going to remember them. I'm not going to remember all of them, but I'm going to try for a bit. I said I was up. Oh, we back talking now? Carver, we don't have time. It's not my fault we late. Runt's been hiding from us again. Can't sniff me out anymore under that thing? Don't you get lippy with me. I'll fucking knock you upside the head, you little fucking... I'll fucking throw your bed out the pond, you hear me? I always forget, because like doing them all, changing them one after the other. Dude, I actually look sick. Oh my gosh. I'm moving my guy down here. Dude, okay, that's Tanner. Tanner's the blue one. Carver is mean. Dude, I like Tanner's design. Tanner's the best looking one so far. I'm just saying. Just saying, guys. Just saying. What's y'all squabbling about? We're just talking to Runt. He says he's ready. I can speak for myself, you know. That's your favorite character now? I mean, mine too. Yeah, you weren't speaking earlier, were you? It was the anniversary of Dad's death, on a Sunday no less. We were going to the church. We call it the church, but it's really just a rickety old storehouse we fixed up to serve something holy. I really didn't want to go. Carver, fucking asshole that he was right. I'd been hiding. Foolish as it was, I'd hoped that they wouldn't find me. I wanted to see their flashlights sweeping past the windows, hearing them calling out my name before giving up and going on without me. One of them would unload on me, probably Hunter, but at least I wouldn't be in that church. But that's why I was Runt, the little guy, the weak guy, the one hiding under the bed from the switch. They always found me because I still hadn't learned that lesson. I had to get my stuff packed before I went. As I stood up from my little nook between the kitchen and the basement, I saw my backpack had spilled everywhere. All my things were scattered across the floor. I knew it was Carver. Luckily, I had my flashlight. Okay, are we about to do the point and click stuff? I think so. Yes, collecting items. To pick up items, search the environment with your flashlight. You'll often need to dig through a lot of trash or clutter to find exactly what you need. When you find what you're looking for, click on it to add it to your bag. Interesting. You think the dad's going to come back to life in some way? Maybe. Oh, so much stuff. I need my journal, a radio, a map, and a little paper with the code. There's the radio. I need the journal. There it is. Interesting. I wonder if there's any like little secrets hidden around. That'd be kind of cool. I had to sort my shit out, make sure it was all in the best spot to grab. I remember checking my bag. You can examine items in your inventory by hovering over their icons. Giving them a closer look can help with puzzles and requests. Your inventory can be opened by clicking on your bag. You cannot open your inventory while in dialogue. My bag. Bottom right. You can't see it because I'm blocking it, but it's a bag in the bottom right. All the items you collect can be examined here in your bag. For now, let's get your radio and journal ready. Click on each of them to place them permanently on your HUD. When you're done looking around your bag, click the strap at the bottom left to close it. Okay. Okay, I did that and did that. Map of the drawn. Okay. Padlock. Scribbled on a slip of paper. It reads order. Okay. Interesting. This is interesting, guys. Okay, so you can't see it, I don't think. Yeah, you can't see it, but you can kind of see the journal on top, out of top of me, but there's also a radio right here. Click on your radio to switch it on and off. The radio only plays music, which changes depending on where you are and who you're talking to. That's kind of cool. I'll turn that on. I click the journal. Your journal is where you keep track of your thoughts, feelings, and your to-do list. Scribbled notes on your changing feelings and your to-do list can be both found on the Me page, while the rest of the journal contains everything else. Whenever you see a red swirl in the upper right-hand corner of the screen, something important has been added to your journal. You can only check on your journal after conversations. It would be rude to open it when you're talking to someone. Below your Me page is your mind map. This mind map will automatically collect and connect key pieces of info during conversation and display how they relate to each other, if at all. You'll need a new mind map each day to help track of evolving leads as the week progresses. When you're done checking out your journal, head out to the Meet Your Brothers. But be quick about it. They aren't that patient. Click on the hand at the bottom left to close your journal. Interesting. I feel irritated. I can't put my finger on it. My dreams are only vague nightmares. I don't feel too much about myself. I hope my rounds go quick. Ain't much to do right now. To do. Interesting. This is super interesting. Do you have Discord? I do. ! Discord. To get to the Discord. It looks like we can get brother stuff. Yes! My brother Tanner is the second oldest. Real quiet, real hard to read. Follows Carver around like a dog, though I don't understand why. These two couldn't be more different if you tried. Oh, there's so much! Tanner was blank on Saturday. He blank, asked for why blank on the 5th day blank. This is like a freaking... Is this like a murder mystery? The middle strayer, a mouthy asshole, always fighting, wisecracking, and trying to start shit. Likes making my life as miserable as possible. One day I'll land a punch on this. Oh no! My brother Fisher's got a few years older than me. Whip smart and with an iron faith in Dad's teachings. I get the feeling that he don't like us too much, given how much time he spends at the hydro station. Townies and creatures. Oh, this is gonna be. Oh gosh, this is interesting. Okay, let's go. This is super interesting. There was no sense in waiting. I'd put it off long enough. I got my things in my backpack and went out the door of our house. Everyone was waiting for me here. Or waiting for me. Shit. Took you long enough. You did this last year. What's your damn problem? I already forgot what I did for the voices. I stayed silent. There wasn't anything I could say. No answer, no reason was ever enough. Cat's got his tongue like usual. Too good to be talking to us. By the way, you missed this, dipshit. Carver tossed me a mirror compact. Fucking dickhead. And he knew if I didn't have this, it'd be hard on my own. Smokes would swarm behind me if I didn't check over my shoulder from time to time. Who's who? Carver is yellow. Tanner is blue. And, oh gosh, Fisher is green. Ew. What up, Mona? Look, Mona, that's Tanner. Tanner looks the best. Tanner looks the coolest. Also, Mona, I have some ideas for you for shorts / potential video. So I'll shoot you a message later and let you know. Could have killed me. Could have killed me and didn't care. We got everything? Waiting on Hunter now. He was scoping, making sure the path's clear. No outsiders come around today. Schedule was set. No patrol for any of us today. Except Runt. He should have done one. I had done one. Crack of dawn, shivering along the perimeter before the sun attempted its daily battle to break through the clouds. It was cruel of them to make me patrol in the early morning cold. A cough still crackled in my chest, left over from a wicked sickness that plagued me all winter. It had failed to kill me, probably why they put me on that patrol, hoping the cold would make my lungs seize up again and finish me off for good. Was he being truthful? Did anyone see him? I tried being quiet. You think he's a liar, Carver? YOLO voice? Kinda. Not quite as I don't think I'm doing the voice quite as playful as I say playful. Like playful slash I guess evil. Like I don't know. I can't even think of the right word at the moment. Well, he wasn't being real forthcoming earlier, was he? Bet he got halfway around the fence and took a load off somewhere under some sycamore. Yeah, it's not quite as menacing, I would say, as YOLO. Like, menacingly playful. This one's just more kind of, like, straight shooting. Are we killing people for not believing? No. So, their dad was a cult leader and moved them to this town, right? The 5 of them. Okay? And the dad died. And so when the dad died, all this crazy stuff happened. Like, this weird smoke, ash, like, dark smoke thing covered the town. And so they had to start going back into the town. So they basically run the town, but they don't go around just killing people. At least we haven't seen proof of that just yet. But they go around protecting. So like I bet they killed since they said creatures in the journal, I bet they kill creatures. I tried to be quiet, really I did. God, but don't be saying shit now. Come to think of it, you was also missing all yesterday. Tell the truth, Runt. Was you jerking it under some bush? At key points in conversations throughout the game, you can decide what Runt will say. Some of the dialogue choices you make will alter your personality and can change how certain characters react to you. Hints as to know your personality is shifting inside of you. The result of your choice can be seen on the Me page. Interesting. That happened before Dad died. There was an explosion, black smoke. Dad got Dad got sick and died. The world ended pretty much, and like our apocalypse. I don't really know. Like there's a lot happening that we kind of learned from the beginning, but I think we'll learn more as the time goes on. Tell the truth, Runt. Was you jerking it under some bush? Please, Carver, not today. Check the log sheet. I ain't a flacker. Quit picking on me. Oh no! Oh my gosh! I feel like being hyper aggressive will definitely these will obviously the yellow one will obviously lead to a personality shift. I feel like I don't want to play the super aggressive one, not yet. So I think I'll play I feel like because there are multiple endings, and I'm assuming the personalities will shift how the ending goes. Can I save? How do I save? I don't know. I think it auto saves. Oh, that's gonna be rough for replaying. Actually, I can skip it. Never mind. I think we won't go hyper aggressive for this one. So maybe Carver, please, not today. Or check the log sheet. I ain't a flaker or flacker. I actually don't know which is the correct term there. I don't know. Dang, they're all kind of pretty different personality-wise. Laker? It is Flay? Okay. What do y'all think? Should we do 1 or 2, chat? What do you think? I don't know what personality, because I don't know if these will alter the personality too terribly much. The third one definitely will. These first 2 might quite not. I feel like out of all the personalities, this one kind of leans more towards what I originally thought him. Yes, also my vote. Mm, I would say I think for this one we'll go with one. We'll go with one. Just to see. I mean, I'll probably do all of them. I feel like I could make a few videos and shorts out of this. Please, Carver, not today. Come on, Carver, quit it. Y'all can't take a joke. He probably ain't got much to tug with anyway. Runt. Ooh. Ooh. Hunter looks pretty cool, too. We fell silent, standing in our little half circle around Hunter. He towered over us, bearskins draped over his big-ass frame, making him even bigger than he actually was. We were all on edge. See, Hunter was in a black mood. He had been for a few days at that point. It was like this shadow that swallowed all the light around him, half-hide him against the prairie grass. You could feel it even before he got close to you, this horrible heaviness muted only by the weight of his big old bearskin cloak. See, Hunter had a dog named River, this shaggy, vicious thing that snapped at anyone that wasn't Hunter. I couldn't tell you what kind of dog it was, some sort of mutt I swore was part wolf. Those two loved each other more than anything, certainly more than Hunter ever loved us. He never hit River, not once. He would have liked us better if we were all his dogs, loyal, silent, and obedient, without even the possibility of questioning his command. Ooh, but River had died a few days ago. Interesting, that's important. Hunter didn't say much else on it, not how or why or when, but only that River died. He kept the mutt hidden away, not letting any of us get close to it. I could only take his word that River had passed. And none of us had the words to confront each other. I was silent when he told me, standing stone still. Oh my gosh, standing stone still among the chickens in the yard that early morning. No doubt everyone was the same. That black mood in the day that followed River's death built and built like wood heaped on an invisible fire. That silent heat rippled around us as we stood before him. I wish I could say I had pity for him, for River to die and then having to deal with Dad's anniversary right after, but I think I was scared more than anything. All this heat, it had to go somewhere. God help who it struck. Ready? He turned towards us, face black under the teeth of his hood. I nodded. We all nodded. We were waiting for Runt. He was hiding. I wasn't hiding. How many times do I gotta say it? Enough. His hand was on my shoulder. Even through my jacket, through his gloves, I could feel his strength, his power. Then fingers dug in tight. Let's go. Runt, take the point. Or take point. I knew my brothers were sneering under their masks. Taking point was not something to be proud of. It was the first line of defense if we got attacked. The first wall of meat. They all. I wonder if I wish I could hide. I wish I could hide the text boxes so I could see and get cool shots of like this. Like I would love to see this, like the background. I wonder if there's a way to hide. I don't know how. Oh well. Maybe there might be. They all started gathering their things, little things we would bring to leave in Dad's memory. His sermon book, his pamphlets and candles. He ain't got no body or grave. We had to burn him so he wouldn't attract them. It became a tradition that we all take little trinkets or something, and that would be Dad. And that would be Dad, his presence, his spirit. I know we were a meat shield. We were always finding bits of him everywhere at home. Like somehow in his death, his ghost had come home and I don't know, melded with the house. His hair, his clothes, his writings, every nook and cranny where he was there, always watching us like he never left. Runt. Yes? Let's bug out. Now. It was a bad idea to keep him waiting for long, or any longer. Your map is the lower right, hand corner near your bag. You'll use your map to move around, skip claw, and see the lay of the land. For now, open your map and head to the church. Okay, it's underneath me. Dang, there's a lot of stuff we can go, guys. Where's the church? There's the church. Home, church, West Perimeter, Weird House, Sutton Square, food stores, Garland, Lynn's house, East Perimeter, Hydro Plant, Radio Tower, Willie Shack, North Perimeter, Bess's shop, Doc's office, Wacka Jeans. Wow, there's a lot. With each step, my feet got heavy. I was stumping on sticks and dry grass and getting cuffed at the back of the head by Carver when I slowed down. Nobody said anything, but each time I lagged, I could feel the heat of their eyes on my neck. Gargling him. Hunter halted, raised a hand. Stop. Down. We dropped. We didn't disobey. Not in this world. Hesitation got you killed. 9 o'clock. There, just beyond the top of the fence. We lay on the crest of the hill, looking down into a shallow, dry gulch. We shuffled in the grass, positioning ourselves just beneath the brush. We smelled it before we saw it. That thick, I don't know why I feel like it's something that looks like his face. Oh, interesting. That's interesting, man. I can't wait to. I can't wait to see it. We smelled it before we saw it. That thick, acrid, musky scent. There it was. I can't see it. Oh, I wish I could see it better. It's kind of like right there. We have all sorts of names for him. Hunter calls them the unholy. Tanner and Fisher call them the lung dogs, along with most of the town. Carver calls them those flesh fucks. To me, they're always twisters. Why twisters? Well, how else are you supposed to get the head off? You always hear them if they're close. Them big sacks pressing out air, wheezing and breathing and gurgling, sounds like a death rattle. Even more than their breathing, I hated their eyes, how they never seemed to blink. Even before I knew all that they could do, I wanted to pull a bullet in their skulls just for those lids to finally drop and quit staring at me. They appeared after the blackout, pouring in from some unknown place for some unknown purpose, something more than animal, less than human. We had our rifles, but they had the dark, the never-ending dark. I tried to focus. Nothing comes good from daydreaming on the battlefield. We watched as it swayed in the field, us hiding low in the grass. Hunter prepped his rifle and waited. Typically, we aim to engage and scare them off as quickly as possible, but a wasted bullet is a wasted bullet. As we crouched there, I felt a hand bump mine, knocking my flashlight. Couldn't tell you who, but my gut says it was Carver. I couldn't move quick enough. My flashlight blasted on, over the fence and out across the field. Woo! Look at that! God, that's interesting. That's cool. Who'll fucking stop talking? We all stilled the Hunter's heavy commanding. I'll beat the shit out of you if you so much as breathe tone I was all too familiar with. The beam caught the twister as it tore and mawed at some creature. We watched, unable to look away. The sound carried over the prairie, wet and sinewy, and echoed in the cold. In the dark grass, I felt a firm hand paw around towards mine. It took my flashlight and went to flick it off. As it did, the sound of the beam powering off cracked into the night. The twister looked up. You can kind of see it looking up there. It was near black in the field. The twist, a liquid shadow against the grass. Hunter lifted his gun. The twister twitched. Strange steps running away. And disappeared, quick as it came. We waited, breathing low against the swaying grass. When it didn't return, we slowly stood up and kept on. A jab at my back from someone's gun urged me back to the front. It felt like I was marching to my doom, which if I think on it, I guess I was. I never got over how the church looked that night. The way the water had seeped from the window to look like a tear stain from a weeping eye, like it was living and felt bad nobody was coming to it no more. I feel like looking around with this flashlight is going to be key. After Dad passed, service slowed. Nobody could take on his work. Nobody had his speech, his tongue, his way of moving. He could make you believe in miracles. He could make you believe in anything. He was an unstoppable force like a tornado or a hurricane. You could feel the emptiness in that church when he died. Like all the air went out the room. Nobody took over. Not even Hunter. It was all locked up. All faithfuls had died for him anyways, or fucked off in the skip claw after he died. We used it occasionally for important days like today, or for meetings if things ever got bad. We were here the day the blackout happened. Bright 1 second and black the second after. I hid under the pews while people scrambled in a panic outside. You can still see the blood on the floor from a few times the twisters broke in. Fighting our way back home to the farm, we lost a lot of people. I was only 9. I covered my eyes. Perhaps the last time my brothers were nice to me was back when they guided me home. I didn't cry. They told me not to, so I didn't. I'm 19 now, and I've cried a lot since then. I can't help it. After all, I was RUNT. Who's got the code? Not me. I got it. Go, get. I'd never been given the code before. Them trusting me with the code was new. Them trusting me at all was new. We're waiting, RUNT. Get to it, boy. It's fucking cold out here. I had no time to think on it, so I went forward towards that hollow, haunted place. You need to complete a variety of puzzles and chores in order to progress through sections of the game. Some are simple, while others will require a bit more thought. Check your inventory, talk to people, and think carefully about how to approach each puzzle. If you need help, okay. It was we have the code. What was it? Order. H. Or oh wait, that's already a D. I can't go up. E. Order. Easy. Once it locked open, it felt like good lord, I felt the darkness passing through me. I hadn't even cracked the door open yet, but something strange and cold was seeping out from underneath the door. It wasn't a draft or like a wind or anything, but just something evil. My brothers always said I was too sensitive, too soft. They called me girly and weak and flighty. But if I'd known what was beyond those doors and how it would change all our lives, I would have run then and there. Run and run and run and never looked back. What's behind the door? I don't see anything too crazy. Can't see shit in here. Well, quit bitching and get a candle going. Smells funny in here. That inky black feeling only got thicker. You can smell through that? Smell? Wait, yeah, I smell it too now. What is that? Hush. We fell silent. My nerves are twitching like a guilty sinner. Light it up, boys. Beam sky high. I don't see anything. What the fuck is that? Yo, run. Go check it out. I think the black tulps are animals and those things. Yeah, the twisters, they did something to them. Me? What, me? Why me? Just go, shit ass. My hands are trembling. My gun rattled in my grip. I couldn't at that time explain even to my numb, dumb self why I felt the way I felt. Maybe it was something like Hunter's gut, my bad. An instinct. Dad would have called it divine insight. My brothers would have called it being a pussy. I stepped closer. In the dark, I was suddenly assaulted by this deathly smell, rotten and sour, like the vinegar out of our cannon room. My steps creaked, mixed in with a cold wind blowing from outside. But there was something else too, this slow, thick dripping. I'm trembling now as I ride it, but that thing we saw, what it did to us. What in the world? What does that say? D-A... 5 days. Oh yeah, I was about to say 5 days. 5 days. We stood stunned silence. We stood in stunned silence as each of us took in the message written in the odds and ends of a dozen creatures. Was it a warning? Was it a threat? We didn't know then, but it was a promise that would be fulfilled by me. There we go. I guess that's what the for intro. I guess the full intro, prologue, whatever you want to call it. Weird and interesting. Okay, I'm liking this. This is crazy. Yeah, it auto saves, so it's going to auto save in front of each thing. That is a great intro. So I'm curious of what's going to happen. We left the church stunned and silent, Hunter radiating heat like a fire made out of hate. It was a violation, you see, an unholy mess made of that sacred day. It made him mad. So mad. Not that he would ever say it. Not with words, he didn't need to. You could feel that heat coming off of in waves, and it whipped us all into stupid silence. He took point. We followed with our tails between our legs, no one talking, not even Carver. As we walked, the feeling in the church followed us home again. Our sixth most dark brother. I couldn't shake it. I don't know if anyone else felt it, but from now on, our heads hung low. It was like our own shadows were too heavy. It was late when we got home. Deep night. I almost cursed the old screen door for creaking too loud when it slammed my ass on the way in, but Hunter was already up the stairs. We weren't going to talk about it yet then. I sort of wanted to talk about it right then and there. The longer he was quiet, the worse it was going to be when he finally wasn't. I settled down on my cold mattress with a knot in my stomach. The feeling grew gnawed and twisting like it was going to come out of my throat. Every time I was almost asleep, it woke me back up, like it was tapping me on the shoulder, not wanting to let me forget it. I had done something wrong that night in the church. Was it what it was? I didn't quite know yet. The way things were around here, maybe I never would. What's that on the door? Like what, here? On the door here? It looks like a footprint, like somebody kicked the door in. I lay on my mattress with my eyes closed in the dark, trying to keep myself calm. The feeling haunted me, this feeling of failure. Day 1, Monday. The red thing, it looked like a bungee cord used to keep the door closed because it had no knob. Probably Carver, yeah. Probably was Carver. Give it a little bit of kick to get the door open. Monday. It didn't matter how bad I slept that night. I was up before the crack of dawn. First out of the hen house to let the girls out, then right back into the scrub down the kitchen before I fixed up breakfast. A life like this didn't let you feel sorry for yourself for long. House stuff was my job, mainly cooking and cleaning, watching the hens and tending the little garden out back. Every day I fixed breakfast and dinner, no exceptions, no day off, no matter how piss poor Tanner said my cooking was. At least they let me off the hook for lunch, seeing to take it somewhere and skip claw if they could. Breakfast that morning was nothing but eggs scrambled up with a few sorry sausages and toast. Butter and jam would keep them happy, keep their mouths full from talking to them. And I know I am rude. Keep their mouths full from talking to, and would it keep me happy too? I jabbed at the sausage sizzling in the pan. I could hear somebody getting up in another room, and that twisted feeling returned to my stomach like a gut punch. I hadn't felt this bad since Dad died. But I couldn't say nothing. Even if anyone else felt the same way, I couldn't say anything. Nobody would care. I set out plates just on time as if they could hear, the clunking, everybody scuffled into the room. Hunter first, then Fisher, scratching at his neck and yawning and shaking his head like a dog as he sat, and then Carver and Tanner, right together like they always were. In the backyard, the rooster crowed in the morning. Lord God, Lord our God, we come to you as undeserving sinners with thanks for the bounty you have seen fit to put upon our table. Keep your hands heavy upon us as you lead us through the trials of this earth and form us into soldiers of your will. Amen. We were silent then, waiting for Hunter to speak more, but he just pulled his hand back, picked up his fork, and started eating. We followed suit, and once our mouths were stuffed, he finally spoke. Who did it? He looked around at us. You couldn't see his eyes, but you could feel them boring into you from underneath the teeth of his mask. Did what? Ow! Carver jumped enough in his seat to clatter the plates on the table. I saw why. Tanner had stepped on his foot under the table. What do you think, genius? We didn't do nothing. We wouldn't do that to Dad. You mean that thing in the church? Hell no, we ain't got time to be pulling shit like that. Are you fucking crazy? Carver, baffled as he always was by Hunter trying to chastise him, had his hands up, fork still gripped in one. Fisher wiped a sweaty palm on his dirty pant leg. Tanner stared at Carver, then back at Hunter. Someone must be punished. You mean killed? Ain't it that noise? I think that's signifying something. I gotta remember what that. I don't remember what though. Ain't it a bit much to kill someone over this? Hunter turned and clamped his hand over the back of Tanner's neck. He leaned in, pulling Tanner's head down and close so he could speak right in his ear. His voice was hot and low. You want them unpunished? Is that the message you wish to send for the defamation of our church? The mockery of our day of mourning? You don't want us to do nothing? It's all fucking right to do that to us. Is that what you want to say to him? I knew that hand, how hard it could squeeze. It was like a vice. 5 seconds in, you weren't sure if it was going to start snapping bones. Tanner bore it, silent, didn't move a muscle. I don't know, guys. Noise happens every time Tanner speaks? That might be. Guys, should we say let him go? I kind of want to. Let him go? Yeah? We might get killed here. I kind of want to see what happens. I feel like we're going to get... Let's do it. Let's do it. I feel like it's telling us that red is probably not good. But let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, that changed something. Let him go. Whip fast, Hunter looked at me and slammed Tanner's head right down on the edge of the table. I saw it bounce back as the breath left Tanner's lungs, and then Hunter was up coming towards me. Yeah, I figured that was going to happen. I saw why before the pain knocked into me. A quick 1-2. Hunter's fist against my jaw and the counter banging into my head. I was on the floor before I knew it. Instinctively, I curled up, arms over my throbbing head. Fucking tell me what to do again, Runt. I stayed as quiet and still as possible. Who's fucking in charge here? You are, sir. And what does that mean? I keep my fucking mouth shut, sir. Nothing from Hunter but the soft scrapes of his shoes over the linoleum. My stomach tightened at the sound. Muscles bracing for one of his feet to come slamming into my ribs, but his steps receded. He sat down. I got up slowly, rearranging my mask on my face, and stood tight against the black counter. It is every time Tanner talks. That's interesting. He's right. Tanner's voice was weak, wobbling, his breath slow and deliberate. His hands gripped the edge of the table as Carver usually cradled his shoulders. I know he does. I'm guessing if we didn't say anything, it would probably skip to just this. Like him slamming his head down and into this. We have... Why does it do that for Tanner? That's interesting. We have to send a message to whoever did this. They can't fuck with us. Shush. Oh, well, all of them have a little noise. Because I heard the zipper there. Sure. Well, we just gotta be stealthy is all. This is pretty good. We'll find that son of a bitch. Hunter, don't you worry about a thing. We'll find him and string him up by his nutsack. Right, Hunter? That'd be all right, wouldn't it? What if it wasn't a human? Is this a beta version or anything? Any chance it's in place of voice acting? I have no idea. The game just came out yesterday, so I don't know if it's. I don't know if it's going to be updated or anything like that. All I know is it just came out. I could probably find out. I'll try to find out by asking the dev and whatnot, but it might be. But who knows? If it is, you ever need a voice actor? Hit me up. What if it wasn't human? The whole table turned to look at him. Fisher worked his hands up under his mask to scratch again. You think it's one of those unholy? I mean, both of them can do stuff. We've all seen it. It was true. We had all seen it. Every time somebody died to one of those things, we saw it. Twisters were cunning, wily things with a taste for scattering their prey when they're done eating it. Bones this way, half-chewed organs that way, making some kind of symbol if you looked at it too long. Like it was trying to say something you were too stupid to understand or too scared. That message of the church, it could have been a twister attack, few of them in a pack, but it could have been a smoke. The twisters came right after the blackout hit. We struggled to keep Skip Claws safe against their constant onslaught. In the end, the only way to keep them out was to build a wall. It was only once we had locked them out, once we had locked ourselves in, that the others came. Fisher kind of sounds like what I imagine his clothes would sound if they ruffled. I think that's got to be, yeah, I would think so. And then Carver has like the zipper. The only thing I don't fully get is Tanner's. They were subtle at first, lot throwing shades that didn't quite match up, shadows that moved when you weren't looking right at them. Some folks said it was our eyes adjusting, like it was some kind of effect of the shadow in the sky or withdrawal from the lack of light. Then people started disappearing, more and more and more, just wandering off into the night. And when they were found, they were always in some old barn or abandoned building. The bodies? You couldn't tell who they were anymore. You knew that they were a human once. They were a person once. That's freaky. They had none of the telltale marks of twisters, who tore and dragged their prey through the dirt like they were writing some kind of mad-blooded poetry. This was something new, something that killed in a way we'd never seen before. Now they're just corpses, curled up like dead bugs, skin and faces dried to paper like old corn husks. Hunter called a town meeting after the first few bodies were found, and the town came to a conclusion on a few things. There was something new out there. It liked the dark, and it needed people to be alone. After that, we paired up, kept flashlights on us as much as we could to ward off the darkness. But it's always dark now. And you can't be with someone else around the clock non-stop, even if you like them a lot. Our bathhouse guy disappeared, then the farmhand a week later, and then little Sarah, daughter of the Adams, got attacked. She was playing alone in her house, making these little masks out of paper. We got one of those spit storms, like a rainstorm, but the rain hits too hard. Ugh, I hate those. And the lights started flickering bad. She said she put on one of the masks she was wearing so she'd feel braver and went looking for her parents, off in some other part of the house. That's when the smokes came. According to Sarah, they didn't know what to do with her. It's like they were confused. Didn't quite know what to make of something human-shaped without the face of one. So they left, quickly as they came. Sarah's dinky little paper mask saved her, let her escape from into her parents' arm. It's why we wear them now. As long as we're out of the dark, as long as we're not alone, as long as we hide our faces, the smokes can't get to us. You want to see what he looks like? We actually don't know. In the art, his face is scratched out, which is really cool. Funny, this life. It felt like I'd seen my brother's mask more than I'd ever seen their faces. Some townies I'd only ever known through their masks. My mask was... Oh? I say that? Are we about to see it? We get to choose! Guys, what do we pick? So we got the sack. We got the metal like wheel, hubcap. We got the cowboy hat. We got the hockey mask, and we got whatever animal this is, an owl maybe. You like this? So you like the second one, the fox looking one. We have two. The far right one. Eli heard you. Yes, there's a Tanner in this game. He looks really cool too. What do y'all think, guys? We have one for the second one and one for the far right one. The little owl, like it's like some kind of weird, like animal. I don't think we can meet with Tanner. Yeah, we'll meet Tanner in a minute. We'll see him. I'm sure we'll see him in a minute. I don't think it's a fox. It looks more maybe like a bird. Like the nose looks like a beak. What do y'all think, guys? What do y'all think? I kind of like this mask too. I kind of like all of them. I like this one a lot too, actually. I like all of them. Let's see. We could just like flip a coin. I might just flip a coin between these two. Do coin flip. Let's see. I'm gonna coin flip. Heads. Heads, we do number 2. Tails, we do number 5. Okay, we'll do it. Ready? Mistype. A mistype, I mean match. Which one do you mean? A match? Oh, maybe. We could try to match with Tanner. I guess that would be the most matchy one. Let's see what it says, so let's flip it. Heads, we do this one. Tails, we do this one. And coin flip. Well, it's tails, so this one. We'll do this one. There we go, guys. Oh, son of a biscuit. Okay, I guess it. Okay, my fox mask, a bird. I haven't decided. Carver hates it. Says it's too close to his, but fuck him. But that ain't here or there. I watched Fisher scratch at himself again. The lights were steady in the kitchen, buzzing a low hum into the cold. I mean, both of them can do stuff. We've all seen it. At Fisher's words, I felt I had to say something. It's locked? Oh, guys. I wonder if that's only unlocked after you beat the game once. I think that only unlocks after you beat the game. Unless that's depending on if I would have said something different. I don't know. Oh, man. Well, I don't think they could have done that. I don't think they could have done that. My words died in my mouth the second I said it. They all looked at me at once. I met each of their masks, staring at their vacant blank eye holes. What was that, Runt? I thought you were too busy jerking it to pay attention to important shit like this. We don't need your bullshit stinking up the conversation. Guys. Table slams, plate slam. Hunter was quiet. That fist on the table, all he needed to say. Everyone shut up and looked at him, but Hunter, he was looking at me. I could feel his eyes on me, even if I couldn't see him. Ask questions. Investigate. I want everyone searching. There will be no failures, no backing out. Kava, you're walking the perimeter. Tanner, guard duty. Fisher, hydroplant. If you find anything, report back immediately. That's an order. We all nodded. Run. Follow anyone you want today. It was awful having to pick like this, knowing nobody wanted me around. I was too weak to go out solo. Excuse me. I was too weak to go out solo. Everyone knew this. Every day I had to do this. Every day they hated it, and they hated me a little bit more. But they wouldn't go against Hunter's words as much as anyone would hate to admit it. They needed me. Maybe they wouldn't. They would have never mourned me as a brother, but they would have mourned the loss of a soldier, the loss of a warm body, the loss of a meat shield. Antlers clicking together. It's a stretch. It's too metallic sounding. It's too like computery. In my opinion, they all ignored me as I lifted my head and looked at each of them. Shit. Who am I going with? We're going with Tanner. Shifts. Each day you have to select one of your brothers to conduct a shift with. Shifts last most of the day and can be started immediately after breakfast or after you spend your free time in Skip Claw. You cannot do a shift with the same brother twice in 1 week. Whoever you select to work with today will not be available again. Ooh. Kava, the middle kid, real asshole, likes to hear his own mouth run. Maybe it'd be easier just to do the shift with him early. Tanner, the second in command, but not for any good reason. He hates it when I get between him and Carver. Hunter, maybe the worst of the bunch, but that knot in my stomach says maybe I should pick him first, get him done and out of the way. Fisher, the firstborn, twitchy and quiet, with his weird ramblings. Still, he ain't the worst. Spending this shift together would be bearable. Oh, man. Fisher's the best one if you don't want to get into a fight. Yeah. Who should we go? Carver and Tanner do not want me. Fisher looks more like he don't care. I don't know. We have to go with all of them eventually. And I wonder if this will change the story. Gosh, if these all change the story up, that'd be actually kind of wild. That'd be very wild, actually. Hunter? Should I just do... You want me to do Hunter first? I'm kind of thinking Hunter first might be smart. Go with Tanner. Choose yourself. I could choose myself, too. I kind of expect Tanner to react to me differently for telling for saying to let him go. I feel like that might change something. I don't know. I do not know, guys. That's interesting. I think it's definitely between Hunter and Tanner. Oh. So what's the game about? So we're Runt. We're the youngest of 5 brothers. We live in a post-apocalyptic world where this dark smoke has descended, darkening out the land. Our dad was a cult leader who died. And so we're the 5 brothers are the ones who are kind of like running the town now. There are creatures out. There are the Smokes and Twisters, and one of them somebody put basically a bunch of guts and limbs and made a sign in the church their church where their dad died, or where their dad preached at. I say preached very loosely, use that term very loosely, and put 5 days. And Hunter, the leader, the oldest, wants us to find out who did it or what did it. So we have to figure it out. So what's it about? He might be mad at you, feeling like he needs to defend him. True, you're actually right, Foxy. Actually, Tanner, another coin flip. We can just do Tanner since we've had multiple votes on Tanner. Let's just do Tanner. Might as well, right? We'll see what happens. Tanner said nothing, but his head swiveled back to Hunter, waiting for him to speak. Then it's settled. Do rounds in the meantime. Runt, meet after. I want you to talk to all the loners. Anyone who lives alone or spends most of their shifts alone. On my own? You can handle it. It's time you started pulling your weight around here. I took a ton of effort not to drop my eyes to the plate on the table. Carver slammed the table and stood up out of his chair. You're sitting that fuck out on his own. Why do we gotta do our shifts while he's fucking running around with his dick in his hands? Quit bitching unless you want Hunter to staple him to your ass for the week. Yeah, man, get to bed, Eli. Thanks for coming and saying hey. Yeah, maybe we can, Foxy. I thinking it was Runt that did it. If Runt did it, that'd be freaking wild. That'd be a plot twist. Run will be useful this way. Less heat on us prying in those townies. Carver has a potty mouth, Eli. So Hunter kept his gaze on Carver until he sunk back into his chair with disgust. Runt. Yes, sir. You got that dare girl. Oh gosh, Cherilise, the Doc, and the pesky twins. Also that fucker Willie and that radio fella Red. You got 2 hours. Don't piss it away. Yeah, you're right. But Carver has the worst, I feel like. I cringed internally at that moment. He usually gave me more time, but no doubt trying to get involved with him and Tanner made him determined to knock me down a peg. Oh, shoot! We would probably have more time if we didn't intervene. Interesting. He stood. They followed. Oh, we're not gonna be able to talk to everybody then. I have a feeling we're not gonna be able to talk to everybody. Yeah, also I never heard you swear this much at the YOLO. I always have the best one here in chat. I normally won't swear unless it's reading lines. like for like voice acting or like for like a reading lines in a game. Like you'll hear me swear in visual novels, really only, or well, outside of the podcast. Um, I stayed to wash the dishes. We gotta do a second turn. Now, just end the second run. Yeah, we just end it and go to the next one. That's not a long game. It's only about 3 to 5 or 6 hours long. So we could easily do multiple runs because I really like this game. With all the dishes done, it was time to head out. And once we see it once, we can easily hit space and skip through all the dialogue we've already read. I open my map and let my already tired eyes trace the paper, deciding where to go. Where did I start that day? I'm curious if it'll tell me where the people are, because I don't want to waste too much time. I wonder if I'll only get to shifts. After breakfast, you can either start your shift with your brother straight away or use your free time to explore and talk to people on Skipclaw. Your free time is given you by Hunter, and is the only time you have to explore the world and talk to people. Pissing Hunter off or breaking the rules reduce the amount of free time. Dadgummit! Visit a location with someone present and having a conversation with them will take up 1 hour of your free time. If you visit a location with no one present, it will not take up any time and you can explore the area for items. Interesting! Are you the first person to play this game? I don't know. It came out yesterday. I doubt it. I don't know if anybody's played on YouTube or not. I haven't checked. Remember, the things you do and the order you visit people in can radically change what you can discover. Explore around and experiment. You might encounter entirely different days. If you're not sure where to head, check your journal and may have leads or clues on where to go and what to do next. Dang! Okay. That's where we are now. That's, dang. We gotta, okay. Go to the little girl first. I don't know where she is, though. Oh, right here, actually, probably. The Garland Farm. Cherilise is probably working hard in the field there. That's the one who made the mask. I don't know if we can. We can only go to the twins, Cherilise, Red, which is the radio tower. Red to the radio tower. Willie Shack, he's there. The plaza, the twins are at the plaza. The dock is there. Hey, being near the wall, weird house. I kind of want to explore a few areas where nobody's at. Because I feel like Hunter's here. Where's Cheryl, I think? I don't know what... Cheryl? I can't read that. I don't know what that says. New Lynn, local nuts. So they're all kind of around different places. Fisher's there. Tanner's there. Okay, so we have to go here eventually. Let's just kind of explore the places where there's nobody. And maybe we'll go visit Cherilise and like the twins or something. I don't know. I will figure it out. I arrived at the west perimeter. I started looking around. There is things you can figure out. This is fun. I noticed a strange etching in the woods. I kneeled in the cold dirt and sketched out the symbol. Surely it meant something. How much is this game? It's under $10. I got a key for the game because of the dev gave me a key. Hunter's dog died recently, leaving him quite upset. What does this mean, I wonder? Fisher. What does this mean? I need to figure out what this means because Fisher has a little bit in his. None of the other ones do. Dude, there I am. That's what I look like. Okay, there we go. There we go. You head to the church. I hope Dad go in church is around town. Do I have the symbol? Yes, the strange wood and the symbol. Oh, guys, this is okay. This is super interesting. Is there anything else here? We gotta look around. So we definitely need to explore places. Like every day, if somebody's not in a place, we need to explore. Maybe it is. I have a feeling it'd be relation, like how close we are. But why would Fishers have gone up? I don't know. Let's go to the weird house. Actually, let's go back to our house, and we can look around here. I believe. I arrived back home, started looking around. At the base of the house was a little pile of garbage. I knew we tended to dump old shit right out this old cellar. There wasn't really any trash pickup around anymore. Not that we had either. Usually we burn trash. Maybe that's probably why. As I approached to take a look, I noticed an ear-waxy stench of old clothes, that oily smell of musk and sour. Yeah, I feel like Fisher's the one who hates us the least. I saw the culprit, a pile of crusty clothes. Oh, no doubt Carver's. Something shone at the bottom. Bracing myself, I squatted down. We can find something. What is that? A lot of different things. A lot of stuff here, actually. Did I find it all? I think I found... No, I couldn't have found everything. It's not letting me go. There we go. I don't know why it wants me to pick that up. Oh, it was to find the bottle, maybe. Under the sorted clothes and trash was a gleaming bottle. I knew it wouldn't hurt to have it. All sorts of use a mostly clean bottle. I kicked the trash back and stood. Nothing more caught my eye. I decided to get on my way. Interesting. Where are we? I don't see nothing here. Like, yeah, exploring is definitely what we need to do. Like, because you find things. Okay, let's go to the weird house. Because I feel like that bottle's going to come in handy. I feel like it's going to come in handy. I went to the weird house. Started looking around. I don't see nothing I can click on. Yeah, there's nothing here I can click on. I think we need to come back here every day. Okay, nothing here. North perimeter. So easy to make this game more scary. I arrived at the north perimeter. I started looking around. At the base of the fence, there was some scattered trash. No doubt people leaving shit while on patrol. Still, I remembered how often I found little bits while cleaning it up. Perfectly useful wire, glass, and metal. I kneeled in the cold dirt and carefully started to sort out through the mess. The soundscape is pretty eerie. Like, the game is meant to be more of a dark setting than anything else. Maybe we're gonna get that bottle. No? Oh, I got it. The bottle's unbroken and clean. Figured it was good to keep on me. Okay, another bottle. Interesting that we keep getting these bottles. Okay. I think Willie's there. Bess's store. Main square for town. Sherlow's around here. Hunter's there. Fisher's there. I think that's it. Should we go to Cherilise first? I mean, she's one of the ones we're supposed to go talk to. Let's do it. We only talked to two. Maybe we can talk to them, each of them, within the days. The dairy was right over the hill from the food stores. Though you could smell it before you saw it. Hell, you could smell it all across the town if the wind was right. It smelled like shit. Hot, burning cow shit. And even with the mask on, it'd sear into your eyes. Living there as long as I had, I never got used to it. The dairy belonged to the Garlands, though there was only one of them still around in those days. May I copy type article on my game when I make it? I may copy type. Cool. I remember Dad saying the Garlands were one of the families who settled in Skipclaw way back in the 1800s and something. Still thought they were hot shit because their ancestors had a prize heifer and that meant they could run the town. Maybe he was right, I don't know. The Garlands always had been kind to me as far back as I could remember. Hard workers, no nonsense type, who always waved back with a smile when you hollered a hello. Generous people, even after the blackout. It was a worse world without them all. It had to happen a few years ago after a real cold winter, perhaps the worst day we'd had since it happened a few years ago after a real cold winter, perhaps the worst day we had since the blackout. Carver and Tanner were part of the group that had to carry out the bodies and hoist them over the fence. We couldn't hold burials for them, too risky with disease catching and medicine running low. I think that was the first time I'd really worried about how long we'd last in this world. It didn't seem to matter if we wore a mask or fence ourselves away from the outside world when the simple cold could wipe you out. Everyone goes over the wall eventually. Yeah, there's a cow right there. Everyone except Cherilise, that is, and her sister Ivy, who skipped town soon after. I saw Elise there that day, forking hay from a wheelbarrow out over the fence, and the sight of her made me smile, even with the scent of cow shit on the wind. Is that who I think it is? Oh my gosh, a dead cow skull. Cherilise was what you call a fine, real looker, even with a mask on. And I'll admit, my heart did a little flip in my chest, hearing the smile in her voice when she talked to me. She was kind, like I said, like all the Garlands. She always treated me like a kid brother, though these days. My feelings were all knotted up, twisted. I didn't know if... well, that's an interesting way to rephrase that, considering he calls the creatures twisters. I didn't know if what I was feeling was friendship or something more. I cared for her, I wanted her safe, and I know I'd do anything for her. But the thought of telling her that didn't sit right with me, as if she needed any more strayer trouble. Morning, Miss Garland. You need any help with that hay? Miss Garland, come on, run. I'm only 25. Yeah, you think the same thing? I was just saying that's just weird that was the word to use. And nah, I'm just finishing up now. How are you, kiddo? Been better, but I've been worse. Dating mechanic? No, I don't think so. She laughed at that and stuck her pitchfork into the soft earth, clapped the stray hay off her gloves, and swung her thick braid back over her shoulder. How's everybody doing at the farm after yesterday? I was surprised at first that she asked. How many people in town actually remember Dad and all, at all, let alone that he died? This kid's going to be the Antichrist. He's probably going to be a source of all the problems, just doesn't know yet. He might be. Like, shoot. Like, I don't know. Like, who knows? But that was Cherilise. She was the type to always want to know what was going on. Not in a nosy way, but in a caring way. Like, if you told her your birthday, she'd write it down on the spot and remember it forever. Well, we're all kind of... I picked up the handles of the wheelbarrow for her as I struggled to think of what to say. Cherilise wasn't that much older than me, and though it wasn't like I needed to hide the hard shit from her. God knows she dealt with plenty ahead, what with her family and bad years of stock and, having to live in the world the way it is now. I just didn't want to add to that. Didn't feel right telling her that, just like it didn't seem right to be telling her that I wasn't a kid anymore. She deserves peace. I deserved peace. She'd walk right next to me along the fence as the cows chewed the hay and cud with the look on their face like they were bored of us before we even showed up. There was an incident. It was fine. I feel like I should tell her. I know he said that he felt like he shouldn't, but I feel like you should tell her. You think every ending tells a different... I have a feeling it might. I feel like every ending might tell... I have a feeling it might tell a whole different story, and maybe after finding all the endings, we see the true ending. Maybe. I don't know. I really don't know. Let's tell her. There was an incident. An incident? What happened? She was on edge. It was more than caring I heard in her voice. It was real worry. It made me grit my teeth. I shouldn't have said anything, but I had to tell everything now. My gut churned as I recalled her everything we saw yesterday. The blood, the gut, the words all across the black wall, crooked and dripping flesh. I couldn't see her face, of course, but she stopped looking my way as I talked. And by the time we reached the barn, her arms were crossed, her shoulders tight. Jeez, that gives me the shivers. It was something. And you don't know who did it? Or what did it? What did it? You think one of those things did it? Do they really do that? I don't know, maybe. Cherilise went real quiet. As far as I knew, Cherilise was the only one amongst us who had seen the most of the twisters on account of her being a real crack shot. Just pests to be picked off. The thought of a pest being able to do something like that, it sent shivers down my spine all over again, as if the thought had just occurred to me for the first time right then. What are you planning to do? I half shrugged. Investigate, I guess. I couldn't go on. Shirley's head cocked. I don't like the idea of bothering you with this. It makes it seem like I've got it out for you. I swear I don't. She laughed again, and it felt like a light had just turned on in the darkness of the barn. Don't worry about me. I can handle a few questions. Well, have you seen anything? You know, creatures, townies sneaking around? She hummed to herself as she thought, looking out past the shuffling herd. Well, I never have a good feeling about Willie, but he's been lingering around Mr. Dixon's office some nights more than usual. Did you know he did cockfighting? What a, excuse my language, dickwad. Hunter stopping all that was, well, I appreciated it. And he's still a hounding me about that spare bottles for his business. I get why some people need a little drink every now and again, but you put a bunch of people in a cage and liquor them up, not good. I don't agree with everything that your brother of yours says, but not allowing any parties is maybe the smartest thing he's ever done. After the fence, of course. Hunter made a declaration early on that there was to be no booze of any kind in Skipclaw. You misunderstanding me. I was asking if every ending tells the same story. Oh, I have no idea. I have no idea I don't know anything about the endings. Of course, nobody liked that. And once the doc mentioned that he had to have something to sterilize with, Hunter was talking to letting Willie keep his setup for medical purposes only. But there was one rule. No booze-ups, no big parties, no strain on the power grid, no noise that attracted unfriendlies, no drunks doing stupid shit that'd get us all killed. The last and only party we had as a town amounted to a potluck in the old school gym, while Radio Red played the same CD out of a little boombox, and the kids played some radio board games with half the pieces missing. Then everyone got bored and went home. I guess it made some people happy. Of course, there's still parties if you know where to look. All the different colors of it is super interesting. Also, Ross, I need to keep the thing on. Do you think his dad doing what he was doing led to this happening? I have no idea. Like, I don't think so. I think his dad was just crazy. But maybe he did some weird stuff we didn't know about. Really? How come I never heard anything about him? Well, you're just a sweet young thing. Once you start getting a bit older, I'll start letting you in on the shindigs. I frowned. Life's pretty tough nowadays. What if I don't make it to another year? That's the beauty of living, right? Giving you something to look forward to. That's my gift to you. That's hope. I'll never forget her words. Hope. What would you say to a big glass of milk? It's a touch more age appropriate. Gee, thanks. Can I ask you something? Yes, ma'am. Why did they have you doing pickups today? Is Carver feeling under the weather or something? I haven't seen him around here lately. Derry picks up and checks in with a task Carver took upon himself with great pride. Ever since he started mixing more and more with the townies, he said it was smart to breed good relations with the old family. And if Shirley's had to be there, well, all the better for breeding. His words, not mine. It was one of the only things he and Tanner didn't see eye to eye on. Tanner kept his distance with the townies, and seemed to hate Carver mixing too much with them. But Tanner kept his distance from everyone that wasn't Hunter or Carver. I couldn't really tell you what he's up to. Hunter might know, but even then, with Carver being Carver, I shrugged. I figured, if you do talk, or whatever y'all big old manly men do, could you do a favor for me? I nodded. Tell him not to be a stranger. I haven't seen him since Saturday, which I know ain't a long time, but... I wanted to tell her I couldn't. That, in fact, I wouldn't be doing that. Carver, no matter how charming he was, had a bad side, a rotten core. He wasn't going to be nice forever. And if Shirley's, who had been nothing but kind to me, had to be subject to that... You two aren't... Shirley's waved her hands all shy-like. Don't you worry about that. Just tell him, alright? Okay. Yeah, he still can't drink alcohol. So there's another, like, turning point, I feel like, in, like, how he acts. I think we won't do any yellows yet. I think that'll be, like, a second playthrough. Because I feel like I'll drastically change things. I feel like this definitely, the path we're on probably isn't like the main or the true ending path, but we're going to stay on it. I nodded. I couldn't see her face, but with how delicately she spoke, I could tell it had darkened. What did it say? One said one said I nodded, and that's when I chose. The other one said to say you shouldn't be hanging out with Carver. So like the aggressive one. I just need to talk to Carver about something. What if she's pregnant? That's what I'm calling now. Her and Carver have a fling going on, and he got her pregnant. That's my guess. That's my guess. I collected our ration of milk, and she sent me off with a hug that lasted just a little longer than usual. Okay, we have 1 hour left. Who should we go see? We have, I think I am onto something. That's just my guess. The main square, we could go here. I don't know, we could just, who knows? Oh, let's go here. There's nobody here. Let's go look around the bath. There's nobody here. I read about hot house. I started looking around. My eyes caught a strange symbol etched into the side of the bathhouse. I quickly sketched onto my scrap journal. Maybe I could use it somewhere later. Yeah, okay, we definitely need to, like, check out places. Is there any other place that nobody's at anymore? I would say probably not. Let's go to Bessa's shop. Maybe we can find something like, or buy something, or get something. Best ran a junk shopping skip claw, a creaky old building with windows so perpetually dingy you could never see through them. I guess it was a good way to keep people inside. If you wanted to see what was up for sale, you had to come in. Lots of people came in, and most of them fell prey to Betsy's prime. She had a real way of with that, sucking up to you with a friendly question and then poking and prodding like everything was her business. Didn't matter if you were here to put something up for credit, or if you just were a kid coming in with tokens to spend on sweets and cards. She talked and trapped just about everybody. That makes it sound like a shop was unpleasant. That maybe Bess wasn't well liked. The shop was always busy, steady business, even in the end days. And nobody really minded Bess, even though she had been one of Dad's faithfuls. They seemed to tolerate her. A little better than they tolerated us, I suppose. A lot of them made peace with getting their peas and grains in exchange for a little ear chewing. Interesting. You think you can do a good run? I don't know if they'll do voice acting, but who knows? Maybe they will. A small price to pay, I guess. Oh, that's horrifying. Welcome in. Well, bless my stars. Look who it is. Morning, Miss Carn. She was always Miss Carn, even though I didn't think she'd ever been married. Or maybe her husband had died. The Miss was respect either way, even if I wasn't an adult myself now and knew her name was Bess. Good morning to you too. Come in, come here. Bess limped out from behind the counter and folded me in a tight hug. I tensed and she just squeezed harder. Oh, you can do better than that. My arms reluctantly wrapped around her and she patted my back. There's a good boy. She finally pulled back, but kept her arms firm and planted on my shoulders. My, every time I see you, you've grown another inch. All you boys shot up like weeds. Well, except Fisher. He's starting to look like a little hefty around the middle, isn't he? I saw him the other day in here, and I barely recognized him. Runt is 19. Best put him on a diet. He always did eat more than his portion, even as a little one. I just nodded. She was crazy to think Fisher was getting fat. You're overfeeding him and not eating enough yourself. Look how skinny you are. She pinched my arm through my jacket and I tried not to flinch. You go over to that girl at the dairy and get yourself some beef Talos to cook in. You hear? But don't let Fisher touch it. Oh, that boy will blow up like a balloon if you start frying his egg in that. You know, why don't you boys let me come over and cook for you? Give you all a breakfast from my womanly duties. I don't know. Oh, don't tell me you don't miss my cooking. Well, the house is kind of a mess. I don't mind that hair. Why would I come over and clean for you? Why I could come over and clean for you like this? Oh my gosh, I can't read. I tried not to sigh in exasperation. Bess wasn't allowed at the farm anymore, not after Dad's death. But she was always trying to figure out a way to come visit. I turned down so many offers to cook, to clean, to help garden, to even let her bring over a fresh baked pie. Alright, that'll definitely change something. Let's say no for now, but that's interesting. I wouldn't want to put you out, Miss Karn. You don't have to worry about us, alright? I wonder why she's not allowed. I don't know. But for now, I'm not going to let her into the barn. But that's interesting. I wouldn't want to put you out, Miss Karn. You don't worry about us boys, alright? But maybe later. She crossed her arms and sighed. I'll accept the no for now, but promise me you'll think it over. I nodded once, really not wanting to. I think she's probably crazy. Because if she was one of their dad's faithful followers, she's probably crazy. I sure do miss that farm. Bess sighed, putting a hand over her heart, looking up into my mask. I hated it when she did this. When I was a kid, she used to look into my eyes and comb her hand through my hair, and I had to stand there tolerant it. I clenched my teeth. What a blessing you boys are, keeping his memory going. I could hear the tears crowding her voice. I wanted to step back, but she still had a hold of me. I knew exactly the face she had behind that absurd mask of hers. I'd seen it 1,000 times growing up. She wore it singing her hymns, wore it standing on the congregation while Dad was preaching, her hands clasped at her heart, eyes misty, lips smiling. Hunger. She loved Dad so much, nothing romantic like, but it was like he belonged to her. He was the man she devoted her whole life to, needed him in a way nobody else needed him. She'd been in a car accident as a kid, which is why she limped. One of her legs was all twisted up. There it is again, twisted. Dad said Jesus had given her a limp instead of killing her so she could come be with him on the farm. Dad was the only reason she was still alive, and us boys were all that were left of Dad. As she looked up to me, a hand tightened on my shoulder. She was looking at me with the same hunger she had for Dad. I hated her for it. Eventually, Bess sighed. She let me go. Well, what do I owe the pleasure? I never seen you around anymore. You ain't avoiding me now, are you? She leaned back to her perch behind the counter, a worn-out puzzle book half solved in front of her. No, things are just busy. The thaw's here, and we got to ready up for spring. You know how it is. Winter sure was a long one. Swear my toes nearly dang fell off this year. Usually I have to soak my feet after standing on them all day. Can't do that so easy in the winter, heck no. You should have seen the state of them. I bet. I try not to let the image hover in my mind. Miss Karn? Yes, sweetheart, what can I do for you? I came because I just wanted to ask you a few questions. Oh? What about, honey? I paused before opening my mouth, catching sight of her hands. They were twitching, tapping, wriggling behind the counter. She was nervous. I hadn't even said much and she was nervous. When Dad died, she took it the hardest. She was beyond distraught, the very last of the faithfuls. She screamed and hollered for days, so loud we couldn't even hear our own crying. It's always dark. Yes, it's always dark because of the smoke. When we tried to get her out of her place, she fought back screaming like a battered dog. It was like his death meant more to... Excuse me. It was like his death meant more to her than it did to us, and by God, it pissed me off. There was something so fake about it that I didn't know how to describe it. It was perhaps the only time me and my brothers were in agreement. We sent her off, and we needed her more privately. We needed family time. And the look on her face when we said it, her realizing that she wasn't family to us, I'd never seen such hate before. A week later, she was back, sucking up the hunter like a limping dog who don't want to get beaten anymore, sucking up the hunter like he was Dad. From the outside, maybe this made her loyal. Maybe I could trust her devotion to Hunter, to Dad's memory, with the news about the church. Miss Karn, have you seen anything strange? Heard happened at church. I wanted to ask how you're doing. Have you seen anything strange? I want to ask if she's seen anything. Have you seen anything strange? Strange? Like what? Like people being odd. Seen any of those creatures more often? Ah. She waved her hands to stop me. She wouldn't talk about the twisters and smokes. No, I ain't seen none of them. People then? She tapped her hands on the counter, thinking. I tried to think back to the last time I saw her face all those years ago. Lined with worry, blotchy, and red from crying over Dad. Has she aged much? Had I? I was glad she couldn't see my face. No doubt she would have words about what I looked like now. Patchy facial hair and all. I haven't seen anything particularly strange. But you know, maybe you should keep an eye on that native feller. Lynn? Yeah. He lives all by himself, doesn't he? Nobody around to keep an eye on him. And he ain't got no love for us. I only ever seen him in town chatting with that poor girl. Who? You know. She curled her shoulders and in and back out, flexing her arms all wild. I'm racking my brain trying to think of who she was talking about. Cheryl? Bess nodded, silent. What's poor about her? She's doing fine, last I heard. Well, I mean, you know. She's got that mannish look to her. All those muscles aren't becoming of a lady. And she lives on her own lonesome. She should get married and have a man with her to keep her safe. Nothing like Cheryl's. Now that's a beautiful kind girl. Oh, you know, that loon might be up to something. Loon? That fella down in the plaza. He's always ranting about something or another. Wacko always says Skipclaw's doomed, so it ain't nobody really take him seriously. Might drive a needle under his skin. Now I know he's harmless, but you know, I just wish the police were still around to do something about him. She shrugs her shoulders, then shook herself like she got a bad case of the willies. Look into him, and that Indian feller. Is something the matter? Just some I'm not going to tell her. Just doing the rounds. Nah, just doing the rounds. Well, that's my boy. See, I knew you'd grow up and take initiative. Mm-hmm. See, Hunt has always thought you were a bit slow to these things, but I always said these things take time. Can't expect the tree to grow up overnight. Let the small and weakest among us know power. Let them know they are the soil and the soot. We get late. You have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. She made a gesture over her head, then pressed her thumb to where her lips were beneath her mask. It was a movement that was as familiar as it was unnerving, like seeing a stranger call out your name with a smile. Right. Well, I best be heading out. Already? But you just got here. You can't be running out on me now. I never see you. Any of you boys at all. Stay a while. I felt my neck itch. I had things to do, people to talk to. Sticking around might cost me time I needed to continue looking around. Was it worth it to stay? Oh, man. I don't think I can stay. I don't know what to do. Let's stay a little bit longer. I want to stay a little bit longer. I ended up staying a little bit longer. Bess is pleased with timid, incessant, frankly stinking of desperation. I couldn't leave her when she seemed so lonely, so I stuck around hoping that she might tell me more, but within minutes I began to regret it. Overjoyed that I stayed, she started going on and on about two things, Jack and shit. Gossip about her neighbors, more ramblings about Cheryl, saying that she came around and had started being rude to her out of nowhere. I had a sneaking suspicion that maybe Cheryl was more blameless than Bess let on, but I didn't say nothing. I don't think I said much, just let her talk, while she gave me cup after cup of shitty tea. By the time Bess had finished dropping all this on me, I realized that I was going to be late for my shift. I had no time to talk to anyone else. Shit. The drawn out goodbye, I bolted, nearly flying out the door. That's fine, though, because I couldn't have talked to anybody else anyways. So now we know that nothing would really happen. Well, maybe. I left the shop with a wave and ringing out the shop bell. It's a dull chime followed me into the darkness outside. I wish Beth would... How should I put it? She loved Dad. She had been his most devout faithful, and she acted kind of like she loves us, but I can't explain it well. It was like we were ideas, representations. It was in the way she talked to us. Carver said it best, saying she saw us as infallible. He hated her the most, actively avoiding her, never going to the store. None of us seemed to like her, but we couldn't push back because she'd known us since we were real tiny. She would try to get us special tools or good deals on material, no matter how hard Hunter rejected them, saying we could take care of ourselves. She tried to guilt us into taking her deals or making us feel bad for kicking her off the property. It made me wonder, if we all didn't like her, her overbearing, intruding, way too friendly nature, would she do something drastic to get our attention? She was old, sure, and not the most physically capable, but she could put that message there, or twisted someone into doing it for her. I looked over my shoulder and saw her safe against the window, watching me. She gave a wave and a hand heavy wave back. That's interesting. That's super interesting. Okay. Wait, hours before my next shift 1. Could I go somewhere else then? Could I go somewhere else? Because it says I still have an hour before the next shift. But I only thought I had 2 hours. Unless it only counts if I talk to somebody I'm supposed to talk to. Like I know, like he said, talk to the twins, Red, Charlene, and Sue, other places. I don't know. I want to see Cheryl. I kind of want to see what she looks like. Sutton Square wasn't home to nothing now except a few handful of old mill houses. They were real small, each of them no bigger than a shed, one, maybe 2 rooms inside, but to do nothing but give them old mill workers somewhere to eat and sleep when they weren't working. Loners lived in them now. Even with the way the world had turned, even with the dangers of living alone and the stress of power in a house just for one person, some people wouldn't budge, refuse to live with anybody else. The woman on her porch when I walked off the pavement and into the muddy yard was one of them. She hadn't seen me yet. Hunched as she was on the porch, putting on her mud boots, I should say. Cheryl Villers, the chief at the hydro station. She tugged in her boots, turned around and saw me. Okay. Did not expect that. Oh my gosh. Hey, Cheryl. A woman, a few words. She didn't like me, not that I could even pretend to be offended, because I didn't like her either. Something wasn't right with that woman. She confused me. She lifted weights and never said please or thank you, and dressed like one of my brothers, combat boots and all. Her presence made the room hot. Her silence left you cold, and none of the women I'd grown up with were like that. They were soft as rain and wilted like flowers. They were quiet in their cheerfulness and quiet in their sadness. They wore kerchiefs over their head and never cut their hair, never showed any skin other than their face and hands. They all just adored Dad. I wonder, as we stood staring at each other, if anyone would ever dare to stare at a place with Cheryl. Share a place with Cheryl. If the house of people who arranged all this even thought to ask her to pay her up. Cheryl raised a hand holding her heavy bag rubbed to her nose through her mask. By the way, the straps were straining. That bag must have weighed a good 20-30 pounds. No, I couldn't imagine any man wanting to live with a woman like her. Morning, Cheryl. You the last one leaving? Don't know. You heading out? Does it look like I'm going in? Heading to the hydro plant? Cheryl let out a sigh, her big shoulders dropping. Well, Strayer. Yeah, it was a stupid question. I deserve every bit of irritation in her voice. Before you head out, I need to ask you something real quick. She set her bag on the ground and crossed her arms, stood there real cocky-like, her biceps bulging even at rest. Make it quick. I swallowed and braced myself. A force of habit with people bigger than me. Have you heard of an attitude check? Seen anything strange? Okay, I think I'm getting it now. Blue is the nice things. It's like the nice things, I think. Red is the aggressive ones. And yellow, we gotta check yellow again. That's gotta be like each color represents an attitude, a personality shift. See anything strange? Her mask cocked to one side, a small slight gesture. Have you looked up lately? I sighed. New strange. Cheryl shook her head. Anything that makes you think that's weird? Why did that happen? Am I going crazy? Try to mimic losing my mind, wave my hands in the air. No, I ain't seen anything. She picked up her bag, stood there, waiting impatiently for me to finish. When she did, I noticed her kerchief tied around her arm. I remember thinking it was strange. She wasn't usually the type to have stuff on her arms, liked keeping them clear while working. Yellow was in the middle. The yellow might be middle of the road stuff. I don't remember what the yellow one said. That's the only problem. She saw me staring and shoved the bag onto her other arm. What? Did you get hurt or something? Oh gosh. Tetanus shot. Ain't a crime, is it? No, Then what? Sorry. Okay, well, if you ain't seen anything strange, I guess, well, sorry for bothering. Are you done? People are dependent on me. Some of us have real work to do. She passed by, knocking hard against my shoulder. I squeaked in surprise as she stepped on my foot with her boot. Across the yard, from an open window, I heard someone laugh. I twisted around to say something to her back, though I still don't know how to this day what I would have said, but she already disappeared around the corner. The laughter faded, the window slammed shut. I gave one last look at the square, and all the squat little houses searching for the culprit, but only black windows stared back at me. Fucking Shirley. No doubt she would like to see me and my brothers run out of town. And why? Just for helping out? For giving this place the peace and security it so badly needed? If she actually goes as far as messing with the church, though, I couldn't say. Her work managing the plant didn't leave much time for this, right? My thoughts buzzing. I turned away, the sound of my boots echoing into the empty square as I walked away. Interesting. Ugh, so many interesting things. Yeah, I have to go to him now. I have to go to the church now. Can I go back? I want to look at my notebook. My notes. Yeah, there's like... Yeah, there's all the notes are interesting. Townies. Her arm is injured. Sheriff's mission from town... The sheriff was missing from town movie night on Saturday night. Oh! There is a heart thing under her. Interesting. Huh. So much. There's so much, guys. I want to see. Okay. Oh, there's so much to this. It's like interesting. Okay, let's go. Let's go to the thing. The church wasn't too far away from our house, a stone's throw away on a windy day, right past the thatch of forest we hadn't cut down for lumber, on account of it being full of brown rot. You could see the church roof peeking out over a gap in the trees before it gave a full face, and looking down on you with that big leaning roof and a single boarded up window. Please be dating. There might be, like, or maybe not dating, but more of a romance. At least it looked like there was something. I didn't like the look of it. I never liked the look exactly. Friendly, not least since we boarded it up, but knowing that what was in there now, what I figured nobody cleaned up yet, I should have picked a different brother. It was too early to come back to this shit, deal with this mess. I couldn't just go back home and pretend it didn't happen. Pretend that all we had done last night was pay our usual respects to Dad. I wanted to go back to my chores. I wanted to find myself getting lost in all those green rows of cauliflower and cabbage and kale in the backyard. I wanted to let the girls out and watch them take a dust bath before pecking all the bugs and grub out of the dirt. Hell, I'd even be grateful to get elbow deep into the sink scrubbing dishes as long as that meant I wasn't here, trying to track down the scent of a guilty man. A man I knew Hunter would kill. I halted on the path of the church. Tanner was off looking another way and hadn't seen me yet. No, I couldn't turn back. Where's Tanner? I don't see him. Not if I wanted another beating. I forced myself to take a step forward and continued to the churchyard. Tanner was there guarding the church doors, leaning on that weird staff of his, 2 hunting knives hanging from that big old leather belt cinched tight around his waist. There was a slight breeze that day, and it floated the ribbons on his antlers when he turned to look at me. He didn't say hello, and neither did I. The ribbons were all blue but dirty. They made no noticeable sounds. He looked off, back into the bit of forest separating the church from the general direction of the town. The ribbons on his antlers caught each other, rippling and fit and tangle. I could never figure out why he wore those antlers. Nobody here in town wore something that big and that way. The mask I understood, though its design was peculiar. It was just the shell of a scorched wood without any feathers to make it, like friendly looking. All it had was a thin slit for him to look through, and those antlers up top. The music's really cool, like right now. I knew I knew he took him off to sleep. Mr. 2, you joined the Discord? Heck yeah, man, I'll greet you after the stream. I knew he took him off to sleep, but I couldn't for the life of me figure out why every morning he strapped them back on again. They look so heavy. I followed his gaze out to the darkened tree line. It looked the same as ever to me. How's your head? Fine. He didn't ask me how I was doing. Not that I was really expecting him to, but it would have been nice all the same. Looks like your mask is okay. I'm surprised it didn't crack. Yeah. Seems like what Hunter did by the car for more than it did you. Must be nice being that close to somebody. Tanner said nothing. I hung back, taking a lean against the church. Flacking paint cracked under my shoulder. The wind howled past us, making the trees whisper in this ghostly conversation. You seen anything? Nothing yet. You really expecting something? Hunter is. Things you ever did will come back, and when they do... A chill passed through me at the thought of bloodshed at Tanner's hands, at those knives strapped at his waist. We'll be ready. You think it was a prank? Does it matter? We'll shoot them all the same. You got your gun? Yeah. I had a shotgun strapped over my back and shrugged my shoulder, tugging on the strap. Tanner didn't carry, not for a while at least, on account of him shaving off a bit of Hunter's shin bone with a bullet trying to take down a deer that come through our backyard. Bad shot, bad discipline. I didn't know the specifics, and I'd never seen the wound, but he hadn't been allowed to carry since. That or he didn't want to. Out of all of us, he seemed to like the living off the land the most, but I can't recall him ever being that into hunting and shooting. But, well, it was hard to tell what Tanner liked, or wanted, or thought about anything. He was, how I have to put it, it wasn't just that he was quiet, he just didn't stand on his own 2 feet. Carver, he was the one in charge of the two of them. They weren't actually twins, but they could have fooled anybody with how close they were. I know the cosplay. Yeah, I would like to see. That'd be really cool to see cosplay of this. Tanner was older by 9 exact months. Carver was bossier, and they weren't nowhere without each other. It's the only thing that really made picking Tanner's shifts a sore point. Carver could stand on his own just fine, but Tanner didn't like to. He wanted his brother, and he always made me miserable for choosing to separate him. You really think somebody's going to show up? Tanner shrugged. I don't want to shoot nobody. Well, why not? You want me to be doing all the work, huh? I don't mean it that way. If this SOB shows up, you best be shooting him at range, because if he gets close enough and we scrapple, I don't want you blasting that thing around my head, you hear? You stay sharp now, eyes on the horizon. All right. Who even gave you a shotgun? Hunter did. I didn't pick it. I'd come out here with nothing if it were my doing. I bet. Never do want to pull your own weight around here. You know your cooking's getting real shit, and the laundry ain't ever clean anymore. Well, gosh, I don't know. We're running out of soap. Yeah, 'cause you're putting it in the food. That it? It would have been fun. It would have been funny if you hadn't said it in such a blistering way. We gotta think about getting you fixed up with a wife or something. A woman around the house would do a world of good. Place looks like a bunch of animals live in it or something. I ain't got the time to clean up all that shit. I got shift work and the hens and the gardens and fixings and this and that and burning all our food and punching holes in the wall. Hunter was the last one who punched a hole in the wall. I don't want to get married anyway. Why, you a faggot or something? Bet you are. No, what if I was? All you bossing me around is enough. No. All you bossing me around is enough. Let's just say no. Yeah, I bet you are. Dick faggot. Probably wouldn't even know what to do with a woman if we gave you instructions. Why don't you get a wife? Or Carver? Close as you two are, maybe you could share her. Fuck off of that pervert shit. Neither of us are gonna marry. He said like it didn't interest him, and I had to wonder who made that choice. Now Carver was a little more friendly with some of the women folk of Skipclaw. All of his bragging was to be taken for truth, but he didn't seem to set on marrying a single one of them. But Tanner, I couldn't rather say. You decide that you will get punched in the face if we say that one. You decide that yourself? Tanner shrugged, annoyed. Want to know about this? What, you gonna run around and tattle? I ain't worth tattling about. Who gives a shit if we want to stay single? We're supposed to populate the earth. Dad always said so. We're supposed to marry and let God bless us with as many children as he saw fit. But Tanner might get pissed if I mention that part of the teachings. Let's say nothing. Another brother being pissed at me wasn't going to help with nothing no how. I didn't have the balls to say anything, so I didn't. The shift went on for a few more hours, but we said nothing more that night. Interesting. Interesting. In silence, we marched home. I would love it if we can't like fill out every information from the people. If we play the game again, we keep the information we learned from this playthrough. That'd be really cool, in my opinion. The first day wound down, digging itself into the cold earth to sleep. I dragged myself home from my nightly routine of chores and fixing up dinner. My brothers slowly shifted in one by one. Fisher was uncharacteristically late. My feet were sore as fuck, stomping back down home and then having to do my dinner was not the chores. Carver, unaffected by so far by the message, mouthed off to an uninterested room. Anyone else too tired to do anything but tuck wordlessly into their dinner. Frustrated that he wasn't getting the attention he sought, Carver too went quiet. Already the message was changing things. At that time, I didn't feel any closer to knowing who'd done it. My thoughts drifted to my shift. Tanner had been standoffish, distant. We never got on well, even at the best of times. But he seemed to bare his teeth even more that day. Shivering and hunched like a scared dog, the message had rattled him. Maybe he didn't actually agree with Carver that it was a prank. Did he know something I didn't? Everyone left their dishes by the word, and I collected them, washing them under the single flickering bulb above the sink. I was so tired, I swear, I nearly dunked my head into the murky sink water. As I rolled to my bed, the bones aching and stiff to the core, I thought about tomorrow. I saw the guts, the flies, the ribbons of red across that place that had once been not a home, but something. If I'm honest, I felt lost. Hunter was impossible to please. How was I supposed to figure out something this big all on my own? I could console myself with knowing I do my best, but what if my best didn't result in anything? I couldn't face Hunter in 5 days with a handful of disorganized gossip I picked up all over town. I sighed and I pulled out my journal and quickly started writing down everything I heard that day, marking out anything that was suspicious. Soon I had a list of clues, and with them, the questions I needed to answer to pin the right person. Who could have done it? Where were they on the day it happened? How did they do it? Why did they do it? What would have happened on the 5th day? If I could answer all these questions, this whole thing would clear up. In the dim light of the candle, I started putting together the bits and pieces. Okay. At the end of the day, you will need to go over and all you learned. You had 3 ads. Oh no. Namely clues. Clues are obtained by talking to people and asking the right questions. Sometimes you need to be at the right place at the right time or appeal more to people's personalities to gain clues. Okay. When you get clues, they'll appear in your journal, and you can be reviewed during breaks in your free time. However, you cannot interact with them until the end of the day. Clues appear on the page of the person they are about. When you pair 2 clues together, they can make conclusions, and you can use these conclusions to answer key questions for everybody you investigate, such as an alibi or reasoning to leave the message. I have nothing. I have nothing. Select a clue on a character page and pair it against another. When you feel like the 2 clues go together, you didn't miss anything. I'm just kind of reading this part now at the end of the day where you can read all your clues. Yeah, when you feel like 2 clues go together, check by pressing the portrait. If it's correct, you'll have 2 possible conclusions to pick from. Pick one you feel best fits with what your assessment of the character. Selecting a conclusion will cause it to appear on that person's page, slotting it into the question and it answers best. So also fill your reasoning questions and help you create your logic. At the end of the week, you will use these conclusions you made to answer Hunter's questions. Depending on the conclusions you make, you'll have the reasonable evidence to exonerate or incriminate a culprit. If you don't have enough if you don't have enough or say any conclusions, you can still accuse someone. However, no matter what, Hunter will judge you for your work. If you want to see his reckoning play out in full, give him a reason. Accuse your suspect with enough evidence. Interesting. Okay. Okay. I feel like these 2 could probably go together. How do I... Um. Okay, let's look. Let's look. I can't click that one. Um. I don't have any of these. If I do this, can I? And that doesn't feel right. Okay. Ooh, I don't. I feel like I'd have nothing though. Yeah, I have nothing. I have like literally nothing. I can make no guesses, nothing. Oh man. I feel like I've done horrible this first go round. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Well, I can't do anything. It was too much to keep thinking about. My head hit the pillow. My mask tied on my face. I shut my eyes. My mind swirled to bitter images of guts, blood, and blackness. My eyes adjusted to the dark. Hello? Is this a fed by space? I knew I was asleep at the time, but it was a distant knowing. A speck on the horizon in the back of my brain. Is this me? Before me, shimmering and distorted, was a face. Haggard, sunken, buzz cut, short as anything. It was my face. Yep. It was staring at my own. I was staring at my own face. I tried to focus on it. I tried to smooth it out. Heat built up in my head, pressure crawling along the inside of my skull. The more I tried to focus to make that face look more like me, the more the pressure built and built and built, and then I exploded. Light burst across my face. Flames swept up and over me into a black sky, their reflections rippling over the surface of dark water. It was so bright, it hurt. Strange to feel pain in a dream. Something was watching me. Something just over my shoulder. But I couldn't turn. I couldn't move my head. The heat was so much. It was so too hot. Too fucking hot. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe. I wanted to wake up. I wanted to breathe. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up! He's dreaming right now. I can't do anything? Oh, it's making me sit here and watch this? There we go. Years of living on the knife's edge gave me a certain reluctance to deep sleep. I shot awake, my heart pounded, my muscles sluggish. Something was wrong. My eyes were bleary. Cool air washed over my face, catching the sweat trickling over my brow. It wasn't a good cold, not even after the heat in the dream. It was too cold. I was too bare. My mask was off. I had taken it off. I had clawed it off in the heat of the nightmare. I didn't have time to answer that question. The light bulb above my head had gone out. The candles had burned down. I was exposed, vulnerable in the dark. And I wasn't alone. A smoke loomed in the doorway. The temperature of the room plummeted 10 degrees in an instant. A pulse crept low into my eardrums. Without any light, my mask, I was prey. I needed to find my mask, and fast. I fumbled under me in the dark, but all my hands found was a tangle of dirty clothes and blankets. Oh, gosh! The smoke lurched forward, white swirls brighter than the whitest day, and moving faster than any wafting chimney or candle smoke you've ever seen. I didn't stop to think. I just scrambled back, cornering myself against the water heater. It was a stupid move. Wherever my flashlight was, I was further away from it now, and the smoke was advancing. I felt my lungs starting to seize up. That lingering cough made it hard to breathe. The pulse in my ear started to whine. My stomach twisted. It was so cold, the air felt like I was full of needles. The whine in my ears began to screech so sharp it could strip paint from wood, cut skin to bones. It drilled into my ears, fish-hooking itself into my brain while I squirmed to break free from it. But the sound was everywhere. It was so loud it was blinding. My lungs seized when I breathed it in, refusing to take any more air from all the pain. I coughed weakly, willing myself not to have a coughing fit. I staggered down to one knee. One shaking hand, I grabbed my flashlight and managed to press it on. I didn't even hear the click. I could barely see the beam of light in the white-hot blackness. But the smoke felt it. It instantly recoiled, its screech pinning down Grattan, calling back. It still took all my strength to move forward, to hold that flashlight straight and steady. But it was working. My head was clearing. The screech was down to a nauseating pulse on my ear. I could breathe steady again. The smoke was still in my doorway, weak and frightened, but not backing down. Not when my face was naked. I was still prey. It was all I could do not to drop the flashlight. My hands shook, aiming the thing like a gun. Smoke attacks. If you don't have your mask, smokes will start to gather. RUNT will hear static on the radio as an early warning before a smoke will attack. To disperse them, use your flashlight to scare them off when they close in and attack you. They can swarm you quick. What? Excuse me? This is actually like a flippin' minigame? I did not expect this at all. This is freaking crazy. We gotta focus here. Don't let him get us. Don't let him get us. So there'll be multiple times where we don't have our mask on for some reason. The smoke hissed and faded away. Easy. Bring it on. The white body of smoke roiled and twisted, flickering backwards out of the room, dissolving into the dark of the kitchen. For a fleeting second, I felt safe, victorious. I breathed a careful sigh. Then, shit. I smacked the flashlight against my palm, hoping it was a bad connection. Nothing happened. The flashlight wouldn't turn back off. I was stuck in the darkness with the smoke, waiting to come back. My mind raced, fresh sweat dripping off my brow. No flashlight, no mask, only meant one thing. I had to get to my brothers. Any of them. Or get one of them to come down here. If I didn't move, I'd die. Run through the weakened smoke or call out for help? I kind of want to try running through it. I don't know, guys. I'm just going to go. Let's just try running. Run through the weakened smoke. I shot through the doorway, only run straight through the reforming smoke. I staggered. The feeling was worse than just cold, worse than needles. It crippled me with a feeling like Sam Adams was slicing between all the spaces my own didn't occupy. It seemed like it lasted forever. A chill washed over me. I don't know where the mask is. It's in the ground somewhere, I guess. And another, faster and harder. Each time the keening screech drilled into my eardrums. I wanted to kneel over, curl up, and die right there on the floor. That would be fine, wouldn't it? Giving up would end it. Giving up would end it. Giving up would end it. And it'd be okay. I gritted my chattering teeth. I saw the bile that crept up onto my tongue. Don't pass out, RUNT. Don't give up. Just get up the stairs. I moved another. Even though it was pointless and too hard, it was easier. And it was much easier to... I collapsed. Just get up the damn stairs. I pulled myself up on my hands and knees and started to crawl. The ice picks in my brain started splitting into two. I tasted vomit and sweat in my mouth. I gagged, coughing up spittle and feeling that sieging wheeze tighten my ribs. Give up. Give up. Give up. I watched my own hands pull myself over the floor as if they were someone else's. The pain blotted out my vision in rapid bursts. But I got to the stairs and slowly started climbing. I sprinted for the nearest bedroom, Carver and Tanner's room. My foot stumbled on the last step, sending me flying across the landing and knocking the wind out of my lungs. I gasped in the dark, trying to suck air even as pain shot through my chest. Across the darkness of the upper floor, I saw the door to their room, the barest bit of light seeping out from within. Half crawling, half scrambling, I sprinted towards it, my feet tangled up under me. Carver! Tanner! Are they not here? Or unless they're... Well, that doesn't mean they're not here, actually. My fist slammed against the wood, shaking the door. Get up, smoke! Hands thick with sweat, I grasped the doorknob, swinging the door open so hard I banged against it. Sound started Carver awake. He fumbled his mask while I sought out Tanner, but his bed was empty. What the fuck? What's going on? Where's Tanner? Where's Tanner? What? A hungry hiss cold watered behind me, curling up the stairs with righteous vengeance. I stumbled backwards into the room, falling onto the empty bed and scrambled towards Carver. The flashlight! Where's your flashlight? I don't know! He dug around with one hand in his sheets, the other fidgeting to tightening his mask. The gritty sound of sand against wood grew louder and louder, thickening the air with a harsh whoosh. Up the stairs it creaked, creaked. I knew those stairs well. Each creaked and ache in the wood etched into my mind over the course of living in that rotted house. With a heavy, scratchy thump, it slid onto the landing. Carver! Give me a fucking second. Oh my gosh. The smoke danced into the doorway, hissing an otherworldly anger. Raw static filled the room like a foul smell, digging into my eyes and ears and noise, making it hard to breathe. Though it was faceless, I sensed its gaze upon me, like it was furious that I even dared to escape it. It slid closer, closer, itching to suck the life out of me. The ice pick of my brain started splitting into two. I tasted vomit and sweat in my mouth. They were stealing my fears, my thoughts, trying to pry open my brain. Carver's flashlight hit the smoke, sending it screaming into the nothing with the violence of a gunshot. The heaviness in the air dissipated. My chest relaxed, letting me breathe once, twice, settling my fray and opening my open nerves. What the fuck happened? What happened? What do you think? You must have done something, you dumbass. How else would these shits get in? Footsteps interrupted us from down the hallway. A heavy boot slammed into the doorframe, crowding it from the doorway. What happened? What's with the noise? Are we being attacked? There was a smoke in the house. It attacked me in my room. How did it fucking attack you? Why didn't you have your mask? I did have it. I did. It slipped. I woke up with it off. I don't know how. I didn't take it off, I swear. You think I'm dumb enough to do that? My lungs couldn't take the agitation anymore. I doubled over and started hacking, a cough. My brothers hesitated, said nothing for a few seconds. I was struck then with the isolation thought that that despite my panic and urgency, they didn't believe me. Another heavier footstep pounded down the hallway. I knew it was Hunter, even before I saw his towering figure in heavy furs pressing its doorway. A smoke's in here? Oh my gosh. No, I got it. Fucking dipshit here let in by forgetting his fucking mask. Where's Tanner? Yeah, where is he? I'm not his fucking keeper, man. He's out pissing or some shit. But you're always together. And you're always alone. Where the fuck were you just now? We all started talking, our voices overlapping with one another. And in that small, dirty-ass room, our arguing reached a fevering pitch. In our yelling, we suddenly heard scrabbling up the stairs. What happened? What's going on? Where were you? Pissing. Is that a crime? I told you. Heard something weird while I was out there. There was a smoke in here. It wasn't from the house. Outside the yard. Did you see anything? No, I tried to scope it, but I didn't get a visual. Did you see anything? I just fucking said, it's Fisher. What? Sorry. Everyone, shut up. That did the trick. Carver sat slumped on his bed, twisting his sheets in his hands. Fisher sulked against the wall. Tanner stayed behind Hunter, cowering. It didn't go unnoticed. Tanner grabbed Tanner's shoulder and shoved him into the room. Tanner went flying, landed awkwardly on me, crouched at the foot of his mattress. Hunter pointed at me. Don't you ever take off your mask when you're alone. If I catch you without it, I'll chain your ass to one of their asses for a month. You'll need them to carry you around once I'm through with you. Is that clear? Yes, sir. He turned to the rest of us, hands curled into fists. What was all our training for? Have you pathetic assholes forgotten what world we live in now? Fighting like fucking kids, off in fucking dreamland when one of us raises the alarm? If any of us say we see shit, we move. We sat silently, afraid to speak. Do we understand? A call for a yes sir has filled the room. And you, he pointed at Tanner, you don't leave without telling anybody where you're going. He had to piss. We had to ask for permission to piss in our own house now? Carver, shut the fuck up. I'm not talking to you. Keep your fucking brother in order. Carver crossed his arms and huffed. Tanner said nothing. Tanner, if I catch you on your own again without notice... Oh, hell, come on, man. How are we supposed to go to the bathroom? Hunter reached out and grabbed Carver by the shoulder of his robe, pulling him up. You two fucking girls are going to go arm in arm. I'm going to lock the outhouse every night and make you piss in bottles. How's that? What about Fisher? Or RUNT? You ain't making... Because you're the one pissing me off right now. Carver had no clever reply. Hunter relaxed his grip and turned back to Tanner, who sat there sulking at the foot of his bed, even more cowering than usual. If I catch you on your own again without notice, I'll do twice the damage I would have done to your dipshit brother here. Don't disappoint me and don't fucking disobey me. Yes, sir. Now, where did you hear a disturbance outside? It was like looking dead on the outhouse door, about 9 o'clock from there. It sounded like it was moving to 10 and 11 o'clock. Close? Far? Probably nothing but wildlife. Get back to bed, everyone. With that, Hunter grabbed Fisher's shoulder and shoved him into the hall before slamming the door. Tanner sat before me, visibly shaking in the gloom of the room. Get out of here, Runt. There wasn't anything to say. I wasn't allowed to stay with them. Part of me sleeping on my own in the first floor was to be sort of a guard dog, an alarm to anything that might come through. I got my privacy, but not much peace. I descended down the stairs, trying to breathe as steady as I could, as if that would somehow keep me safe from being too scared. I tried to refocus, think back to my mission, if only to distract myself. The smoke's getting into our house. That never happened before. It meant they were getting bolder. The thoughts gave me a cold chill. The idea of sleeping alone after all that? Fuck. Besides the doors of my room, I saw a scrap of paper pinned under my boot. I knew it hadn't been there when I bolted up the stairs. It was ripped clean in half, but when I recognized the writing immediately, it was Tanner's. Oh. The writing was smeared by a rushed boot print, but I picked up a few words here and there. It was a letter to someone named Mark. The name vaguely rang a bell. Some townie, I thought. A thought darted across my field of mind. Was Tanner not pissing, but instead of writing outside the house? Why? I squinted, but the words were blurred. Out of fear that Hunter would think I had written it, I crumpled it up and buried it deep in our trash bin. I was curious. Why was Tanner writing letters to a townie? My head was swirling. I just stood up and stared at the dark of my room. My feet froze at my door. All at once, I left my own thoughts. A spiral of questions spun through me. How had my mask come off? Why had my lights gone out? I curled on top of my mattress, an anxious exhaustion pressing against my eyes. Whatever questions I couldn't be answered while I was tired. I would have to wait till morning and hope it all came together. Back I went into the black, dreaming of a world of weak sleep. Interesting. Are we on Tuesday now? Yep. Okay, guys. I think that's where we're going to go ahead and call it for tonight. I am really, really liking this game. This is interesting. We'll definitely check this out even more. But we're going to go ahead and call it. And I'll see y'all maybe a few other days this week. I don't know yet. Be on the lookout. I have some more videos coming out though soon. So, and probably some on this too. It's a good game. Anyways, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.